Welcome to Inside Carbondale. This is the podcast that brings you the latest information about projects and events going on in Carbondale. I'm Amy Fox, the city's public relations officer, and I'm joined by Dr. Mary Kinsel from Southern Illinois University. Thanks so much for joining me. And for more than 40 years, the Great Carbondale Boat Regatta has been a staple in the Carbondale community. Mary, how did this event get started?
The earliest sighting of cardboard boat on Campus Lake can be traced to a senior class design project in 1962. So this is around the time that Buckminster Fuller was a faculty member in the School of Art and Design. And the annual event that we now know as the Great Cardboard Boat Regatta formally began in 1974 with Professor Richard Archer. His freshman design course final project was to design, construct, and race a cardboard boat.
And how has the event evolved over the years?
Well, today the Cardboard Boat Regatta has evolved into an SIU campus and Southern Illinois community event, with participants coming not only from the student body, but also from local businesses, schools, churches, youth groups, and families.
It's a very interesting concept. If someone's not familiar with the regatta, how would you describe it?
The participants, they are challenged to construct boats from cardboard using only tape, 1 part glue, and paint to waterproof. So there are 4 categories in which the boats can be entered to compete for trophies. Class 1 will use paddles. Class 2 uses some type of man-powered mechanical propulsion like a pedal-powered blades or paddle wheels. Class 3 are our instant boats. Those are constructed the day of the event with materials provided in a kit. These boats are waterproofed using just a sheet of plastic and a roll of duct tape because there's no time for paint to dry. And the last category is the Class 4. This is for youth age 13 and under, and we have trophies awarded for the top 3 fastest boats in each category, plus trophies for best use of cardboard, best team spirit, and the most spectacular sinking, which is our Titanic award.
But that happens a lot, sinking.
It happens a lot.
Last year, this event was moved to Evergreen Park. How does it feel to bring the event back to Campus Lake?
We're very excited to return to campus this year. I think there's no better place to actually participate in the race and for spectators to watch the races. The Campus Lake is central to student life, and it's easy for community members to park and to walk to. This year, our spectators and participants will also help us celebrate the dedication of newly renovated Becker Pavilion, as the old-timers know, the boat dock. So participants and spectators at the regatta will be invited to enjoy in this beautiful upgrade.
And I know you mentioned some of the supplies that participants are allowed to use to construct their boats, but how difficult of a task is this?
Well, I never had any special training in boat building, so I would have to say it's not difficult, but it can take longer than you expect. Boat designs can be found online, or you can make up your own entirely from scratch. Once the design is chosen, I'd say plan for 1 afternoon for cutting and gluing the initial structure together, probably another afternoon for assembling it and taping it together. So all seams have to be taped for waterproofing, and then time needs to be allowed for painting and to allow the paint to dry. So my own family starts a few weeks in advance and makes it a family project. So my children have helped tape and paint since they were 9 and 12 years old.
It's probably a learning experience. Each year you can perfect the design, perfect everything, and hopefully have an award-winning boat. At least that's the goal. What would you give as far as advice for those first-time participants? This can sound like kind of a daunting task in the beginning.
Like I said before, allow time to construct and to waterproof your boat. Otherwise, you will be getting wet, perhaps be eligible for the Titanic award. But getting wet is not bad. A lot of families and a lot of young people have fun going down in the lake. I've seen a lot of boats that are put together the night before the event, and everyone's laughing, screaming, and yelling as they're going down.
It makes for some good video, good pictures, I'm sure. What can people expect to see at this year's regatta?
As I mentioned before, the newly renovated Becker Pavilion, aka the boat dock, will be open. There's going to be a ribbon cutting ceremony as we're opening at 10 o'clock for boat registration. So the public will be invited to enjoy. There's going to be some refreshments served, and they'll be invited in to look inside. Student Programming Council is going to have some bounce houses available for families that attend that need to occupy the kids until the races start at 1. The Carbondale Park District is going to be grilling up some food for purchase so that you don't have to worry about coming around lunchtime and needing to leave. You can stay and enjoy the hopefully wonderful weather. And of course, we hope to have boats of every shape and size for you to watch race and sink.
Why is the boat regatta so special to you?
It's been around for 45 years now in this form, and my family only arrived in Carbondale in 2005, so I'm not an old timer. But when my students, that is the Alpha Chi Sigma students that I advise, discovered that the regatta organizers were needing help in 2008 and 2009, I got to know the event. I've met a lot of people over the last 9 to 10 years that have shared with me how special the event is in Carbondale. My children have grown up and enjoyed participating in the regatta, and it's given me a lot of fond memories now that I'll always have.
Well, it's a really unique concept, one that many communities have never heard of. I know I was trying to explain it to my parents and like, what are you talking about? So it's something very specific, not only to Carbondale, but Southern Illinois as a whole. And if we do have people listening to this podcast and they are interested in learning more, how can they get signed up? Where can they go to get more information?
People interested in participating, that is, building a boat and racing, can pre-register for the event by going to our Facebook page, which is Great Cardboard Boat Regatta, or they can call the SIU Conferencing and Scheduling Services at 618-536-7751. Participants can also decide to show up and register the day of the event, starting at 10 a.m. at the Becker Pavilion in Campus Lake. They could also call me if there's any questions. 618-453-6428.
So you can sign up now, or you can be a last minute Larry and sign up the day of. I always have to ask, is there a Rainout plan?
Well, the 44th regatta, so last year, was the very first time in the history of the regatta that we had to have a rain delay. On the fly, after catastrophic rain and flooding in Carbondale, the event was canceled and rescheduled for the following week. In event that we would have to cancel the regatta, it would be rescheduled for the following weekend.
But our fingers are crossed that Mother Nature is good to us this year.
Absolutely.
Is there anything else you would like to add? Maybe I forgot to ask you.
The date of the regatta is Saturday, April the 28th. Registration and boat inspection begins at 10 a.m. The races will begin at 1, and our location is the Campus Lake at the Becker Pavilion on the campus of SIU Carbondale.
And I'm assuming any of those immediate parking lots by the lake you can park in.
There is going to be parking around the Neckers building, the Paul Simon Public Policy Institute, engineering building, parking near the arena. There's a lot of readily available parking within walking distance.
Lots of good information. Thanks so much for joining us today, Dr. Kinsel. And I hope all of you will join me next time for another episode of Inside Carbondale. Have a great day. If you have feedback or have ideas for future podcasts, feel free to email me at afox@explorecarbondale.com.